Hi everyone, it's Linda with stampwithlindawalsh.com. This project's going to be for our color challenge this month, month of April. We're going to use basic gray, blushing bride, real red, and I also added in the color challenge the wild wasabi because there's a little green in there. You don't have to use all the colors. You don't even have to use those exact colors. Use a pink, use a whatever. You know, something close, so it might be fun to just, you know, try a new color combo that you might not use before. So this is going to be our little, it's a note card set, and what I did was I stamped, actually I should probably turn these so you can see them. Well, you can't really see it, but it says, you make me smile. Same with these little note cards. We're going to make this little, in this video, we'll make this little holder. It's like a note card holder. And the stamps that I used, brand new, it's coming out with the new catalog, but you can order it now. It's called Round Array, and it has For You, Thank You, K is for Kindness, Be Mine, You Make Me Smile, which is what I'm using today. And they also came out, of course, with the matching, that's the wrong one, with the matching 7/8 of a scallop punch. Alright, and then the other punch that I used, so this one is used for the Make Me Smile, and it coordinates with the stamp set. Then for the Real Red, I used the 1 1/4 inch scallop. And then for the Blushing Bride, I just used the bigger one. And I think the new ones come out with the actual dimension of this, and I forget what it is. So when that dies, I'll buy a new one. So let's get started with our box. First, what I did is I cut out a 11 by 6 piece of basic gray, and then what we're going to do is we're going to score, and I've already done it, but here, maybe I can bring this in. Maybe not, it's kind of big. So anyways, I did score it. I did use, I'll just pencil it down for you. We're going to score it 3/4 of an inch, and then 5/7 of an inch. I'm sorry, 5 1/8 of an inch, and then 5/7, and then 10 1/4. And you're going to do this along your 11-inch side. You're going to then turn your page to the 6-inch side, and then we'll score just at the 3/4 inch mark here. That's it for that. Then what we'll do is we'll take our ruler, and all I did, we're going to now create, let me take this part out. We're going to now create this part here. See how it's flat right here and flat right here? So that's what we're going to work on now. So all I did, I measured up from that 3/4 inch score mark right here. I measured up 1 1/2 inches, and I put a little mark on the side where it's scored, on the outer side. And make sure you do that, because if you were to put a mark here at 1 1/2, it's going to give you a different dimension when you go to cut. And also, if you did 1 1/2 here, and then on this side did it on the outer side, this side will have a different edge. See how this is even? One side would be a different angle, and the other side would be a different angle. So just watch for that. That's how I measured mine up from the 3/4 inch mark, and I measured up 1 1/2. And you're going to do that on both sides. So measure from this score line up 1 1/2. Wait, I'm just looking. Okay, so now to get our top piece to be a little bit flat right here, you're going to go from this scored line that you did at 5 1/8. You're just going to measure out, and by the way, I'm putting little pencil marks there. You're just going to measure out 1/2 inch from that score line, and you're going to put a little mark. From the other 5/7 mark, score line, just measure out another 1/2 inch and put a mark. Okay? So now you should have a mark and a mark, and then a mark and a mark. So now what we'll do is we'll take our cutter. Actually, before I do that, well, I did this different. What I did, I took this score and I used my score pal and just scored down and cut with my scissors. I can't fit my score pal in here. There's just not enough room in this camera mode. So I will do a ruler. So all I'll do is cut this straight out like that. I mean, mark it straight out. Just gonna cut it. And there's a reason why I'm doing it this way. I don't care if this is all, just make sure this gets straight cut. This, I don't care if you go zigzag. You can do one of these. I don't care, because what's going to happen is we're going to cut it straight off like this. This is just to, I'm cutting on the scored line that we did earlier. This is just to give us a visual when we put it in our cutter. So same thing, I'm going to mark off. Actually, what I could have done was done straight like this and just done that. See what I'm doing? I probably was off the camera. When I did my ruler, I could have done draw my line there and draw my line there. But I didn't think ahead. So I'm just going to put that like that. I'm just cutting it straight to the score line. Don't cut over the score line. Cut down the score line here, that 3/4 inch mark that you had made earlier. Like I said, I'm not taking caution there because it's just going to be cut off. So this is what you should have right now. Now what we're going to do is take this score mark and line it up with this, with our cutter. And all I'm going to do, just going to see if you guys can see, yep. I'm taking that corner, and you know the groove where your cutter goes? I am just going to line that up with that groove. And then that mark we made here, that's going to be lined up with the groove. So I can then take my cutter and cut straight down. Okay, see how I did that? So there you go. That will give us that angle. So now for this side, you're going to line up your notched mark that you made with your pencil right in the groove where you're going to cut. But then you also want to line up this edge there too. So it's kind of like your visual. You got to look at both ends. Make sure they're in that little grooved area, and do a thing. So this is what you should get. A little sailor hat, I think of it as. Now we have this done. We want to take and just cut out this little square. And I'm just cutting on scored lines right now. I'm just going to cut that out. Then this you're going to cut up to the next scored line. 1. You're not going to cut it out though. 2. It's just going to see, it's going to be a flap. And then same with this one. We're going to cut right up to the scored line. Now you can fold all your pieces if you like. Some people like to fold them before they cut. It's up to you. Okay, so here is our project. Now we're going to decorate it. So, and you know, double check. Make sure you have everything looking good where you want it. Make sure everything matches up nice. I'm just doing that quickly. So, yep, looks super. So now we'll take our outer edge. And I've already cut these and stamped, but this here is going to be a 4 by an 1/8. Let me bring in my project. I did this in pieces because when you go and do one continuous piece, it buckles. You have to actually give more of, cut more on the 1/8 or score more on the 1/8 line. You just have to make it a little bit bigger. And it was just too much, I thought, with the 1/8 because I know a lot of you don't like to cut on the 1/8 and score. So trying to keep it to a minimum. And I'm also trying to keep this, it's only going to fit 6 cards and 6 envelopes. I was trying to use just one piece of paper and an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So then a lot of people don't buy the 12 by 12. So, you know, if you want it this bigger, you definitely would have to use a 12 by 12. All right, so let's get back to the dimensions. So this is going to be 4 1/8 by 1 1/4. If you don't like the 1/8 mark, just do 4 by 1 1/4. I just happen to like a little less of a border, okay? So now we can just glue those right on. Why don't we just start gluing so then we can get rid of some pieces as we go. And I'm not going to press yet because I just want to see. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. And this one is going to be like this. Try and also, what I probably should have done first was put this on. I would make sure these all line up so that they look continuous. So probably start here and then work your way down. I kind of eyeballed it. These pieces here are 5/8 by 1 1/4. So everything is 1 1/4 wide all the way down. You just kind of have to judge this part. And I also toyed with maybe continuing this up all the way straight. So try that maybe. The other thing is, if you don't want to deal with all these pieces, you know what you could do? Simple dimple. Just put a ribbon. Put your ribbon and maybe tie a bow there all the way around. I think that would be kind of cute too. Alright, I'm going to raise that just a tad. And basically, okay, I messed up a bit only because I personally wanted this to measure evenly between this mark. I didn't do that because I had laid this piece first. So start from this side, go all the way over, and then get it where you want it so then you can keep matching up each piece. But it's not going to be a big deal. I'm not going to worry about it. This piece now is your Bashful Bride, I think. Whoops. And it's not Bashful Bride. I know it's not. Blushing Bride. As I'm saying it, I know it's not coming out right. So this will be a 4 by 1 inch. And it doesn't matter about the 1 inch because basically your this piece is coming over it, so you could even have it 4 by 1/2 inch. But I just kind of just made it, rounded it off. And I'm doing the even 1/8 of an inch around, so I know that is longer, but I don't care because once I put my red on, it'll be fine. And then these little guys, see how tiny these are? That's just going to go. These are 1 by 1 inches. That's going to go there. And you know, this is just my design, so if you have different punches, you want to layer it different, you know, that's totally, basically if you just get the box part down, you can make these into anything you'd like. And then, so these were used, I used the eyelet border, which is not available anymore, so I'm sorry about that, but I hadn't used this in a while, so I wanted to, I don't know, you know, Stampin' Up! Has some good stuff, and then they go and retire it. So then, you know, I missed this bunch. So all I did for this was 4 by 1. And I'm just going to put it up like this and make it all even all the way around. Now in your directions it's going to tell you to do 3 of these. And the reason being is, I'll tell you 1 second, let me line this up. Reason being is if you were to cut this little piece out, to put this little 1/2 inch piece inside here, you'd go crazy. So all I'm going to do is I just made a big long one, and then we'll just cut this with the trimmer at 1/2 inch wide. That will definitely save your sanity. So I need 2 of these because I have 2 pieces. And that will actually, let me explain that to you once I glue these on. Okay. Alright, and the reason why I need 2 pieces, I don't need one here because basically this is going to overlap. So Just so you're not confused. That's why I have one end that doesn't have anything on it.